Good evening, everybody. I'm Dune, and tonight I'm playing another episode of Factorio Megabase. I've been thinking I want to really up my game. Petroleum production and plastic. Red circuits is going to need an upgrade soon. My my plastic is kind of doing what it needs to for three outposts, red circuit outposts. But to expand my production here. Copper and circuits, pretty easy to come by. I mean, yes, I just did a sort of a major upgrade to green circuits, and currently it's keeping up. But the next thing, I just have this idea that I need to dedicate, some serious effort to upping petroleum. It's huge. It's probably what I'd call one of the big three. You have your iron, your copper, petroleum. Petroleum's used in so many products. So I have this big giant oil field that I tapped a while ago. And I think I only have one train going there, but it was on the idea that someday I would really go after this. And I can. I mean, this oil field's huge, 27,000%. So, where to build, a major petroleum center. And the key, I think, is to not, kind of like I did for this plastic factory, is I've got this huge set of refineries and even more over here, and it is not really doing what I want, because I want to be able to expand this. I mean, currently we have about 80,000 plastic on hand. That's good, but it doesn't allow for me to grow. And one of the major difficulties is getting the petroleum to this. So I feel like the better plan would be to fill up a train, maybe two, like have one train on one side and one train on the other, offloading petroleum, and then, as needed, send out the train and bring in another one in, would be probably a lot, more successful way of having the petroleum on hand to manufacture with. So that means separating these two. These two have sort of been joined at the hip, and that they shouldn't be. I should dedicate a facility or facilities to making petroleum. So that's a challenge. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to go about it. Do I have, say, 2 rows of these, and then I crack the light oil, or the heavy oil? Really, what's the right method? So it's going to be some experimentation. I think I just sort of dive in, because I really don't understand the ratios. What do I need? How much does it take to fill a train? A train is 100K. If I'm running a 242 train of petroleum, how fast does it fill? I'm aware that as we hover our mouse over this is cranking out approximately one product every, I don't know, 2 or 3 seconds. And how much is that? We can look at the production of that. It's producing 55 petroleum. It says 5 seconds, but we've got speed beacons and so forth on this. So we're getting, plus 155%. So it's really 2.5, it shows the crafting speed 2.5 times. So roughly, I think that's cutting that in half. So, you know, if I were doing 60 UPS, which I'm not, at half of that, 25 at the moment, then, you know, it would be probably one or so every second, or I don't know, I'm just guesstimating that. Plus we got, you know, the excess products of light oil and heavy oil. So gotta do something about that. Right now I'm gonna actually take a quick AFK. We had hail and rain and all sorts of stuff today, and it got cold outside. It's only like 45, and I turned on my heater again. I haven't had it on for a few days. Well, I'm gonna go turn it off because I'm really hot. Be right back. Anyways, we're back. So, you know, not to have to take that crude oil a huge distance, we'll probably use that one there, upper left. You know, we got this big area here. I haven't roped it off, but that's not terribly difficult to do. I mean, we can connect these two tracks here, put some lasers on the left side, and you know, we got a big area. It's got some water for pumps. So let's start with that, and then work our way. So I'm going to need some track. Just take half of that. Some signals. And then we want to go to one of these waypoints, northwest 1, 5E. We'll do it. I know it's rather far out here, but all the area closer for the most part has quite a bit of ore still in mind. Something I didn't think about, it didn't bring a lot of bridge railway. Hopefully that's not going to be a problem. So change the design on how I'm doing my power poles since I last built this. Now, probably shouldn't have too many biters coming in since we turned off pollution. Alrighty. Let's draw some lasers down. I'm gonna switch to the front side of the train. Probably don't need so many lasers. Just one set every power pole. You know, if the biters prove a problem, then you build more. I don't think I've had any attacks since I dropped my pollution. Because they only aggro when you do have pollution. let's switch back to the other side. Some radars. There. Which track do I have? I could probably connect this. Just kind of go around the right side. Wondering if I have enough room to pick up all those lasers. So let's just drag ourselves a car. Lasers in there we currently have. Oh, we never connected this. So we need to do that. Probably put a roundabout there. Let's wait for that train to go by. Should fill up pretty fast. Thinking I should probably put at least one waypoint up here. What should it be called? This is Northwest 3-1. So I think it's Northwest 3. This is 4. So 5. Northwest 3, 5 East. Northwest 3, 5 East. when you're expanding with, especially with an artillery train, you need to protect your back supply line because the biters will attack your train track, not just the poles, but the track itself, and then you're kind of stuck. You know, they take out your power, they take out your track. I wonder if I should have those there or not. Can't tell if that's seen or is that. Just outside of it. There we go. Some mines to pick up since I'm here. I set up this base. I was taking stuff from another base, and my train was like 16 cars long. So I needed all that loop track that I just tore up. probably put a T intersection in here. Be kind of squirrely with the bridge stuff in here as well. Like I said, it can't be built because it needs to be bridge. You know what? Let's do. I do have a stone book. See if that's the issue. Appears to be. I really don't know why that one's. Oh, it's the signal. What's that signal to? Okay. Everything looks good otherwise. Grab a few lasers since it will resupply me when I get to base. I probably should have put a radar in that. But that gives us some area to work with. Trying to think of a design that's kind of like my outposts, but kind of do that, something like that, but for a refinery. You know, you probably have to have your refineries on the outside and then maybe cracking stations on the inside, and then it all outflow petroleum, say to maybe a row of tanks like this, because you wouldn't be using bots. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's actually kind of not a bad idea. I mean, I can kind of mentally picture some of it. Sorry, 1 second, phone call. talking to myself. I muted the mic because of the phone call. And anyways, I'm back sort of, but I'm going to have a friend stop by here in a minute. He needs to pick up something, so I'll be muting the microphone again here in a little bit. I gotta unlock my front door. Be right back. All right, I'm back. He's been here and gone. But he had to borrow some keys to the office, and he'll be back in a few minutes. Drop my keys back off. Well, apparently I had my ports on when I drove my train down. All my bots are coming up. All right. How am I on track? Probably could use a bit more, especially as considering I'll probably be putting stackers, and let's just grab all that and spit half of it into my train. All right, so I don't need, let's just have a look at an oil setup, and I can eyeball kind of what I think I might need. I mean, I might want some of these, some lights. Do I have lights? I know I make them. Let's have a look at my factories. I know they're in here somewhere. There we are. And so these are all chem plants, but I'm not making plastic. Oh, beacons. That's what I'm going to need a bunch of, beacons and speed modules. So I'm glad I'm eyeballing this. I'm hoping not to do something like that. That's just, you know, to make all these, I just borrowed one of my steel trains that was going somewhere else and had to bring over the steel. If I need something like that, I can do it again. I'm not setting up any more pump jacks, but if I did, definitely be doing some arrays like this. Well, maybe. I have to see how it turns out, but definitely some beacons, speed modules. lines do I have? 90, so I need basically double that, 180 in speed modules, and so I got 50 on me, so that will work. Well, plus these 30. I'll grab another stack. Oh, and productivity modules, gosh. Yes, definitely going to need those as well. Let's my auto trash is at 150 on productivity modules. So can't grab a whole ton, or otherwise my bots will just pick them all back up at once. Alright. That should do it for now. Alright, get another setup. This is my first setup. I'm not doing anything like this. I gotta come up with a cracking solution that sort of takes the light oil in on one side and out the other is petroleum. This is kind of good because the petroleum goes down the middle and you gotta equal on both sides. But in my case, the train will be in the middle with some tanks. So yeah, it's going to be a little funky build, I think. At least the first one. Play with it, make it better. I think my friend might be back. The office isn't too far. I don't know. I don't see his car. I did hear a car drive by, but I live in a small community, so it can... let's head up there again. I should turn off these recycling plants. I don't have recycling. Pollution. I don't have pollution anymore. Those should. I was hoping those would stop if they didn't detect pollution anymore, but they don't. This is a pollution recycling mod. Oops. No sense having those things working. If they're not. There's no pollution to clean up. Because beacons use power whether they're active or not, whether there's modules in them or not. They consume the same amount of power whether they're doing, helping something or they're just sitting there. Which could be said like, well, why don't you just get rid of all this stuff? Yeah, it's a really good question. Where am I? Oh, I'm already up here. All right. Where to set these up? How to set these up? Kind of want the oil to kind of flow in one side. something I didn't think about is, actual train cars, tanker cars, trains. Well, we can worry about that in a little bit. It's kind of a good spot. All these lakes. I guess we'll start by this water. There's really nothing here. I probably could have designed this right next to home and then blueprinted it. So how about right in this area? What's this one called again? Northwest 35 East. Let's drive up there. Probably manually do it. Not likely to hit any other trains around here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Train coming. Oh. Nice to see my new track being used. So this isn't necessarily going to be permanent track. It's just somewhere to park the train. Gosh, the game music is really loud right now. Okay, so basic idea. A bunch of refineries. Kind of using this pattern, but just say one row of them. So we'll just kind of blueprint that. I don't know. I know there's a good ratio in all this for stuff, but we don't have to be perfect to start with. We're gonna blueprint a bunch. I'll just erase all those pipes and reset them down. Now, if we really wanted to beacon that, kind of an idea, I'm just sort of would be to back it up a little bit and then get the beacons in. that. Could use some more curved pipes. It really doesn't matter technically how far back those others are, but you know, let's take this whole thing. Because now with something like that, you can put a massive amount of beacons on that. Kind of prefer some overlap, not just one by itself. And then those power poles be brought back a spot as well. Actually, they would have been fine there. The fact that the beacons were blinking sort of caught me. So in fact, I set those pipes exactly right. Then we're going to want, let's heard the ratio of these. So I imagine we're going to want 2 heavy oil cracking and the rest light oil. You know, so it'd be something like, I probably want that overlapping at least 2 beacons. Gonna need to be able to get water in there. So, something like so. And then there has to be an extra space between each one to be able to get the water in. Got the wrong thing. So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's probably sufficient. So let's move all those over 1. So we did that. Heavy oil. Copy that over there. And light oil to petroleum. And we're roughly going to want this set up here. Is that right? Yep. Except, let me straight. so. Same down here. It'll be different. And then the water will be the same for each of these. You know, let's do the... Does that make sense to do the water that way? I suppose it doesn't matter. Look at this. I'm thinking actually reverse those. Make probably getting the light oil in here a little easier, but need some more pipes. Real question is going to be this petroleum. And power pole's really in a bad spot. Be able to, you know, put a pipe through underground. Same thing with the light oil because of the beacon. Yeah, we're going to be able to do one more in some. Alright, we're also going to need, don't have too many on me, can fix that. Probably going to want beacons on the other side. Two spaces or one. Suppose we can always move it. Guess that's okay. You know, it probably really helped to mathematize this out. Somebody wants to do that. I'd love to know if we just overdoing this. It won't. I really won't know until I put fluid into it and then go, oh, man, I guess it needs more or less. Because really now, key will be we're going to want to take this light oil and kind of move it, I don't know, Sorry, 1 minute. All right. Interruption should be done. You never know, though. Alright, so somewhere in here will be more track. Let's just pretend it's this track. I think if it's this track, I'm providing way too much room. Just to get the idea, let's say stick down a station. Let's see, 4 cars. Probably need it a little further on. Cars roughly down the middle is really what I'm looking for. Just get an idea here. So we have 2 engines. And even though these will be liquid cars, we can just set this up. And it'll give me an idea. Don't really need another pole because we do pumps next to those poles in 2 spots. And then we're going to want, if you connect the pumps directly to a tank, is the absolute fastest way. If you go through a pipe to the pump, it's much slower. So now, ideally, what I like to do is let's get my pipe book. I might have deleted it. It's in my blueprints, if not. Pipes. Something like this, but I don't think I'm going to have the room. Don't quite have the room. And so I like to have pumps between the tanks so that the, if it's not full, like if all 3 aren't full, at least the one, heading out would be full. And, because if this is full, then 25,000 fits perfectly into the first tank, or into a car. And so even if it wasn't full, it would be it. If those series of tanks wasn't full, we might be able to do some jury, no, I can't get 2 tanks in there. But I can definitely do 2. That'll give me plenty of connection points as well. And then something like so. And then we can actually use substations for powering those. And we don't need these guys. Now, how am I on spacing? So I got 3.5 to the right and 4.5 to the left. So I could have, you know, set my station up a little better. And I probably can move the track up one space. Will that fit? Give me an idea. No, it won't. So actually I've got my train basically in the best spot. I just don't like how much space that's taking up. And now I'm 5.5 on the right and 3.5 on the left. That's probably gonna fix it. 4.5 on the right, 4.5 on the left. All right. Okay, so we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna actually have all the petroleum from up here, all the petroleum from these guys. I was thinking of going that way with these pipes. Honestly, let's go around the outside. Except it doesn't work on this one. Well, on this one we can go left then. Something like so. And on this one, well, we can do that now because I'm not going to have a straight to bump into. This was a straight. So something like so. I mean, I can go underground with that. I don't think it helps any, other than I don't think it would help me walk through there anymore. We still have to connect the yellow into that. Honestly, gosh, straight up into that one would be ideal, but then I wouldn't have the beacon there. See if there's any other way. Could do that, you know, something like so. This actually isn't good. Let's see here. We need to do something like so. Do these undergrounds. Can't do undergrounds here because that would mess with these two. I can't do that there. No, this isn't going to work because this has to be water. This guy needs water. So it's going to be something like that. Ugly as that is. And did I mess with water over here? No, water's good. Real key. We can back these guys down one since we have the space now. So just want to get my guy. So kind of mark my position. Probably going to want all that together. And I suppose ideally, I don't know about ideal, but something like so everywhere. I hesitate to do this, but it's basically connected there. And can connect this. Don't want to do these because I want them to fill up and be ready to load up. I hate the fluid mechanics in this game, but well, I don't know if could be a better method, but anyways, this is majorly one reason I'm doing this. It just seems like I can't get a grasp on keeping things full, and that's why I do this method. Pumps into tanks, and alright, that's not everything. I still have to get this petroleum. No, I mean, even if I could get that like that, well, technically if I could get that like that, I could do that there. Really what I'm thinking is, something like this. But, if I did it on any of these points, I'm going straight into a chem plant down here. So I think I have to do it through the outside, and then there's no point connecting it to that pipe. And of course maybe it makes more sense to do it like that then. Because you're going to have the flow from the refineries coming in one, and the flow from the cracking coming in the inside one. that seems that. Now, the question is, how quick can one side do it, or do I duplicate it and have it on the other side as well? Can duplicate it. You know, could do this whole thing. You know, I think I have a tiny lake there I would have to cover, but you know, just to kind of have a reasonable idea of size. Then, you know, basically trains could load up even faster, you know, through this one station. One thing to consider, which I didn't, is actually crude oil. How are we for this? You know, is one of these would be we're going to need just something like, whoops. You know, a station on the outside. Wouldn't have to be. Could be a station on the side. You know, and this wouldn't necessarily come in straight like that. You know, I could do like some of my blue chip station. Where is it? Here. You know, I have offloading like this right next to it. Come in. I'm gonna have to move my train. So it looks like, you know, if you have the both side thing going, then you could have this. You have your oil train sitting here. You probably want some tanks. You could do, where's my, that's not the one I want. Where's my pipes? You know, you can have a series of 3 or a series of 5. Let's just look at it from this one. When we've finished. Crude oil's the top one there. We could set it up definitely closer. Oh, is this pipes already? Yeah, right. We got 2 pipe books. We need 2. We can go as compact as we want. Yeah, something like so. Substations in there. And then I'm out of pipe. good thing I brought all that pipe. And I'm thinking, gosh, I got too much. Five's probably too many. 3 would probably be plenty. I mean, you got your 4 on your train. Oh. Yeah, probably. Let's rip that up. Didn't give me a good ballpark estimate, but I don't need all that going down right now. I don't have the supplies. Do 2 full ones. So 3 is probably good enough. Because you'd have 3 on both sides. Question is, do you want side by side input and output tracks? Like, do you want I like this. I think it's looking good. Back you up a little bit more. So we'd want, say 1, is that be the best curve? So this would be like input, but output, so you like this one down like this, you'd want something like so. Oops. Something like so. And then maybe this one comes as the inside. So input, output. Oops, just hit the microphone. Sorry about that. Fortunately, it's got a foam thing on it. Probably didn't bang it too hard. All right, I think that looks, oh, yeah, and then we don't need this over here. Then we can do doubles of this. Oh, we still have to connect up the pipes on these. might be redundant. Probably. Once it got going, I suppose it didn't hurt. So everything would be duplicated except for the tanks on the gives me a rough idea. I think it's going to work. Let's blueprint this whole thing. Kind of move it since we got that water in the way. We're going to want access to the water. So probably something like so. Pick up the other suit, otherwise I will run out of space. I don't need either of those for this thing. Get stuff down here too. this. And I'm not going to really have everything I need to make these. I'm missing a bunch of underground pipes. Looks like I'm missing part of my duping. A straight pipe. Where was that? Oh, it's because I don't have a tank? No. Right there. Weird. Maybe it's on this side. Yes. Do I have any straight? Yes, I do. Okay, that's fixed. Well, we almost brought enough stuff. So guess we're going to need a radar in here, but let's get some track. So this is going to be input. Now there will be a stacker and all that. And for now, I'm just going to run this straight up. How much track do I have? Yeah, I do have a fair amount of track. Let's just throw in a stacker. These are backwards. Stop. I got the rail and chain signals on the wrong side. It's really not a lot of stacker space. Maybe I ought to run at a different. Switch suits again. You gotta run it parallel. Something like so. It leaves me all sorts of room to expand. Build it parallel or perpendicular. And technically I could probably do petroleum trains on one and oil trains on another. But for now, I'll just leave it alone and just do one. Come on, pots. Yeah, these are definitely going to need some help with signals. And we need power. Street. Alrighty, so technically don't need these right now, but I'm not gonna really harm anything. There's no trains on them. And then I suppose technically I'll probably want it to come down and out over here. I wonder why these have chain signals on them. Oh, that's right, because originally this track fed into there. No, I didn't fix that. I'm going to sort of cheat for the moment, get my train over there. So what do we call this? Oh, PG crude 1. I think I already got a PG one, so yeah. So I can't even name it PG Crude 1. Let's name it PG Crude 2. And we'll call this PG 2. We'll need signals and all sorts of stuff down here, but probably going to want at least one more setup like that. Well, I mean, we're gonna, which is probably maybe not today. You may be wondering why I have a separate output and input lines, and that is predominantly so I don't have trains that don't come into here, you know, like iron ore trains or uranium trains or whatever, taking the shortcut through. You only want stuff going in. The problem is there's no like way, you know, if a train's here and it's supposed to come here and then you want to change it to go somewhere else, well, it can't. It's got to come into a station and then pull out. Actually, I kind of take that back. Or no. There's still a way through because of these trains. But that's the general idea. So you don't want trains making shortcuts through. So to finish even just that one, which I have a radar back there, so let's go do that. Not quite sure where the dead spot is. It's probably like right here. You guys don't have power. Do need and we didn't set up water. Can't ghost down any undergrounds and stuff, so we got to go back. Really don't want all that unloaded, but take that. I can take that. Wow, that just sounds so weird, having the train car open. I've never noticed that before. It's like you're on the inside of the train car. Huh. So can I put a custom tag of petroleum gas? Yes. And this would be 1 if I ever get a need for that. Got to connect power to this. Oops, probably didn't want all that. So what is it we really needed? Underground pipes. Probably plenty. What we do need is a bunch of train tankers. We need at least 1 oil train, crude train. I don't know if we can get it going yet. I mean, it could get there, but then it can't unload because there's no power there. What is this station? Oil 3. Probably gonna want a couple fuel in each of those to start with. Since I don't have a fuel train up there yet. So oil 3. Hopefully I got everything I need. At the very least, if I could get a trolley trains. This is kind of working. Well, I kind of hate that. You know, have an excuse to make something, and then the next time you look at it, oh, look, there's 200,000 plastic there. Don't quite need it after all. But we're gonna need it. So I think this is my train. Yep, I just started coming up. I mean, this is unbelievable amount of oil up here, 130 a second. Sure does take a while to get up here. At least I got a train. Try doing this with rocket or with a car or something would be pretty difficult. Put power poles on the cracking stations. Yes, not. Sort of the disadvantage of building it when you have no power built into it. You don't always get all the power set up. So by splitting the crude to each side, I mean, I could connect them, because theoretically one side would fill up faster than the other. I'm missing water. That's kind of the key thing here. Let's make sure track can get still through. At least 2 water pumps. need 2 sets of that. Because else I have to do the cracking stations. I'm wondering if I should do 2 pumps per side. I'm going to try it with 1. Sure, all these are connected good. Why aren't these working? Petroleum's full. Water seems good. One of the things you can do for that. I still have tanks on my train. So you can put a tank on the end of this. More easily see if you have enough water in the system. It all seems good. Why aren't you flowing? Crude oil's not. Or light oil. Yes. Did I never connect the light oil in? Doesn't seem like I did. I think I have to get rid of 1 beacon. Yeah, something like that one. Which one was that? The 4th one in. I'm going to copy these lights from this over here. So this is divided by 2,000. Because it's 100 on this side, 100 on that side if we wire them all together. Kind of surprised the top one's full. Well, I guess it might have had more oil. Fuller. Crude pressure's good. Water pressure's good. It's just this light oil. It's like 100 on one side of that pipe, and I don't think connecting it 2 spots is really going to help this. Alright, something's off on this. Green equal 95%. Oh, you know what? I didn't paste this over to here. There we go. Alright, well, I think that's pretty good. Oops. Didn't mean to go that way. Do want to get a radar in here. Ideally, way down here would be better. It's got enough to fill at least one train right now. Actually, it's got enough to fill 2 trains right now, because both sides, you know, it's got over 200K in each total. 134, 129, so it's almost got enough to fill 3 trains. So would it make sense to take the petroleum trains from the plant that come to plastic and send them instead to PG2? G2, inventory full. I mean, this kind of wasted petroleum sitting there right now, but at least no more will be siphoned off. Just kind of curious which one of these trains are. It's got 72K. And where was the other one at? Yellow Science. Howdy there. Sir Hatersum. Yeah, this is a pretty big place, isn't it? How much petroleum today? 16K. Let's set that to go fill up. It's pathing there okay. I'm sorry I didn't see you join the channel. If you've been here a while, we just kind of designed a new outpost just to do petroleum gas. I don't know. What did you say? Yeah. I don't know why it filtered that. Sorry, man. Yeah, here's the full thing. I mean, it's huge. Kind of watching for this train to come in. So, no path to get out. Okay, why? Oh my god. Ugh. Darn it. Yep, definitely no path. That's why you test it, but darn it. I really don't want to rip up that whole thing just to fix this. This train's still technically on the input and didn't allow enough room. Might be able to make this go straight a section before turning it. Might run into that. That's definitely why you test it, though. Oh, and I gotta add train fuel station. Something else I forgot. So I wonder if I can do, yes, definitely do that. Let's also do that. Changes entrance to let's fix the train first before I build something I might just have to tear up. All right. That fit. Question is, all right, let's send this way. Just a brief span. And the question is, will you be able to get out? Still no path. This sucks. All right. Kind of debated sending the trains that way, but well, not a lot I can do about that right now. We can. Oh, so let's not quite do that yet. I'd like to blueprint that. So we're gonna have to. It's really kind of sucky. Just do that. It should give them enough room to get out. Yep. Whoa. Train, you freaked me out. Alright. So I'm gonna remove some of these inputs. just copy one of them. Now we'll copy both. And we need to create some temp storage. Well, let's just do that. Shoot. Nope, not quite yet. Substations. That should get the liquid out of that one. So these have no more input. And do the same thing on this side. God, just a stupid, simple mistake, and have to redo this whole thing. Or, well, not the whole thing, but the loading station at least. Got these all backwards. Yeah, whatever. How's this doing? I can't believe these are still, you know, half of them are empty. No train waiting, so that's all right. Just got to be able to make sure the I had two 242 train. It still might be kind of tight. All right, it works. Can I go backwards to that? It should be almost full or empty. This. Oh, I know what's holding this one up. These aren't connected. Well, let's just rotate those. That would work. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So what did I blueprint? Just one side. I'd say it's empty enough. Probably don't need that. No, you guys don't have any power though. That should be good right there. Okay, so now I guess we gotta get rid of that. And hurry up and empty. Is it empty out yet? Not quite. There is a train waiting. Let's send my train down here. Though I think that's gonna mess up some stuff. Why aren't you loading up? This isn't connecting. Why aren't you connecting? Can it only connect one per side? Ugh. That's something I didn't know either. This is all learning experience. Only one side a set of pumps can connect per side. So if I disconnect that one, then that one can connect. So we gotta send this stuff back the other way again. Why is it still showing the liquid going right to left? That in a different spot. So, turn those around momentarily because I don't want them connecting. One, two. Oh, shoot. They still connected. Oh, but they're draining. Okay. That's fine. So basically we need to do So, I have to check it out with these guys first. Can we do that? That will work. Can we put the substation in the middle? Sure looks like we can. Oh, we can't power that. No, that's getting powered from the other side, so. Yeah, it does work. Whoops. Not yet. I'm gonna offload from here first. Alrighty. Oh shoot. Don't fill these up. Don't wire these all together again. Yeah, good enough. I wonder why that's showing it's pumping. There's nothing connected to it. Weird. This stone outpost is empty. There's stone in it. Delete that station from that train. And then mark this station as empty. And then delete it from your flow faster. Alrighty. That should all be good to go again. And we need to connect these. Technically speaking, something like that, but how big is that? And we're going to need another one. Alright, so we'll make, oops. Enable everything equals 0. Rename this to train fuel unload. And then we'll just name this PG station. I don't have a PG station, do I? No. We'll send you PG station. Except you're gonna know path, aren't you? Oops. Yeah, you should be good. I don't need a lot of signals. Probably don't need any signals in this, but we'll do a couple. fuel train should be coming along here. Where is he at? Is that it? Nope. It's definitely left at shop. I don't see it though, but it's surely coming. It's just a 111 train. Well, easy way to find it. It could be going somewhere else. What are you doing stuck there? Is there a traffic jam? Yes, there is a traffic jam. Alright, well, we need to go fix it. Let's go to BC Station. It's kind of what I was afraid of, is one side of this train feeding one side of this has still got stuff on it, and the other side's empty. But this guy's loading up. He should do well. No, darn it. These things are rotated the wrong way. He's never going to load because this is rotated the wrong way. Ugh. Alright, well. How are we doing on blue chips? That is good. 300,000. A few episodes ago, we added another blue chip assembly. It was here. There just wasn't room to expand red chips, which I know I'm going to need to do relatively soon. We right now we only have 2 backed up trains, which is not a terrible problem. I prefer none, of course. How's our oil doing? Still full, which it should be. I don't see that thing ever being a problem. Unless I hooked something up wrong. Well, hopefully that's the last time I have to run down here. Don't need you guys anymore. Do want to add some signals, though I'm not going to be. Actually, let's not do that. I can't do it there. Don't think I can get a underground in there. Maybe the way to do it. Is that grid empty? It sure is. And of course the water tank's in the way. That's alright. Well, it's just water. should be good. Of course I say that, and then I'll find something maybe that's busted. But we got enough to fill 4 trains at the moment. So I think that's a pretty good setup. How efficient? I'm not sure. But it's easily duplicated. This whole thing. Here. Other than water. And the RoboPort network. Let's just generically blueprint that. Let's call that petroleum gas station. Actually, probably refinery. And add it to my factory list. Oh, let's remove that road port. That won't be in the same place every time. That one, and put this one in blueprints. Right. Well, about 3 hours to do that. Not totally. I mean, I did some other things, building a bunch of track and making this area available. But I think I'm pretty pleased with that. I can so easily be expanded. Probably next time I'll expand plastic. I mean, this doesn't need, well, it kind of does need fixing. There's 2 trains plastic waiting, even though it says I have 300K. Well, it definitely probably be expanded, or at least, you know, maybe leave that one alone, but add a second one that works on our new petroleum trains. Be something to look at. Okay. A lot of plastic trains roll in. Well, that's going to do it for me for this episode. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. My name is Dune, and this is Factorio, megabase style. I'll catch you next time.